for crime.
Welcome to the Reliables, a live stream series here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch, brought to you in partnership with Pinnacle Entertainment Group, the makers of the Savage Worlds game system. The Reliables is an interactive Savage Worlds tabletop RPG show where you, our audience, can have a direct impact on the story and events as they unfold live right here. And in fact, Bryce over here is going to tell us about all the great stuff in our store. Right, Bryce?
Yes. Yes, I am. I was waiting for us. Oh, there I am. All right. Okay, now that I'm here. All right, we're going to do this in an efficient manner without me rambling. So,
We're
shout
off
out.
to a great start.
All right, this is how we get derailed. Okay, team?
You already met
Yes.
us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, not me.
Now you've got to start over.
Okay, so shout out. You can say whatever you want. Hopefully keep it not rude. Let's see, you could do Benny, which is giving us a Benny, which we need so we don't die. You could Jam Up the Works, which is getting James a Benny. You could Personality
So you
Reorder.
do die?
Yeah, so we do die. Personality Reorder will move us around your choice on our sliders. Win, lose, or draw is going to get us to draw another card for initiative. That's really good. Shocker on Shock Street is System Shock will all randomly appear somewhere on our slider. Dance Magic Dance, we will dance like monkeys or puppets or, I don't know.
Monkey puppets.
Squirrels.
Monkey puppets.
Sure, Fred Astaire's.
Story time. We'll have one of us telling a
Fred
story
Astaire.
from either our character, our avatar, or our pilot's perspective. A reliable source is going to have us giving a candid view onto our thoughts of the current situation.
It does have the unique ability to stop time.
And it stops
too.
time.
Yeah, it's
My bad.
like a lot of people overlook the fact that, that a reliable source actually kind of stops time completely.
Yeah.
Gives people a chance to think about what they're going to do. It's actually kind of a nice timeout.
I like that. I always thought of it like a Ferris Bueller timeout, where it's just like, pause.
Yeah, it's kind of a Zach Morris timeout.
So we're doing really well. on
Except with
working
all of the
through this.
problematic
No,
elements.
No,
of Zach
we're real
Morris timeout.
bad. Let's see. Getting an education that lets our friend
Yes.
here, GM James, give his friends, his monsters, his collective an edge that would help them do things.
His extras.
His extras.
Yeah.
We got the
So-
rule of cool.
There are two things that can kill us.
Yeah, there's so many things that
So
can kill
many
us.
things that can kill
We
us.
got the rule of cool, which is we will all describe the coolest thing we can do, and then one of us will get to do it. You guys get to vote on which one actually succeeds.
It's a fight ender is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
more than anything, the rule of cool ends fights.
Sometimes without violence.
Sometimes without violence.
I don't know.
Sometimes with dancing.
It ended one with an epic rap battle last season.
That was pretty good.
Those were some sick burns. So
There was also Cars 2 and 3 if we go further back.
Oh, yeah. We don't talk about Cars 2 and 3.
And finally, there's a hack attack where you guys get to add something into the game,
Like
add
Cars
the
2 and
world,
3.
whatever you want. That's your choice. That's it. Back to GM James.
Thank you, Bryce. That is our store. And keep in mind that not only does that allow you to affect this game while it's in progress, add to the story, and, well, most importantly, it keeps the lights on, keeps food in the refrigerators of this great and wonderful cast here, and gives Mark something to do back there, since, Bleo is off gallivanting around the galaxy instead of being responsible.
Unbelievable.
Mhm.
No.
But hey, how about I introduce you to
I think
this
she's
great...
dating the cook from Joe's Diner. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Oh my god.
okay.
I saw it on the Insta.
All right. How about I introduce you to my cast, since that might be important over here. Let's start with Christian Doyle right there. Christian Doyle is playing Jonah Mox, the shape-shifting being and last of their species. Jonah Mox, once a dimensional thief, has been paroled to the team and has begun to find the arrangement to their liking, if a bit restrictive at times. Bryce Bebop is Vector Reigns, space hero, war veteran, and Holovid star. Vector often wonders exactly why he wasn't put in charge of this team. I mean, he's clearly the most qualified, based on his own completely unbiased opinion. Sean Franklin is John Stone, cyborg, badass, and hero of the metaverse. It is up to John to forge this ragtag band of individuals into a team of heroes and try to keep them from going too far off the rails. Helen Roundhill is Princess Hedgehog, the last remaining goblin from their dimension. Princess Hedgehog is a powerful practitioner of magic who greatly misses being the center of attention from all of their adoring fans. Together, they are the Reliables, traveling through time and dimensions to make the universe a better place, one mistake at a time. Now, before we get started, let's talk a little bit about the game system that we use on this show. Savage Worlds by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Now, Savage Worlds uses a dice system. The better a character or creature is at a skill or attribute, the higher the die that they get to roll in conjunction with that skill or attribute. With most rolls being able to succeed on a 4 or better, with those that succeed by more than 4 called raises. In addition, every die in Savage Worlds can ace. That's when you roll the highest possible number on the die. When you do that, you get to keep that number, roll the die again, and add to it, possibly getting another ace. Initiative is handled through a deck of cards. Initiative in a tabletop RPG is determining who goes first or who goes when within a turn. That deck of cards is dealt out, and the higher cards get to go first. In the case of a Joker, not only can that player go or the GM go at any time, including interrupting a turn in progress, they get a +2 bonus to everything that they try to do on that given turn. Overall, Savage Worlds is fast, furious, and fun, exactly how it was created to be, and I hope that you enjoyed the system, and maybe go to Pinnacle Entertainment Group and check it out. Order yourself a rulebook, play a game of it, see what you think. In this particular episode, we're going to be using avatars. Now, what exactly is an avatar? Well, they're people of a great or massive significance, sometimes trains. They share the body with the mind and soul of a pilot. In this case, our heroes, the Reliables. While within the avatar, the two personalities both exist and control often changes. This is indicated by that slider that you're going to see on your screen there. When it's on the P side, that means the pilot is in charge. When it's on the A, that means the avatar is in charge. And when it's in the middle, it's a mixture of both of them. Now, this also determines... No, we don't.
It's right in between the P and the A.
We do not.
Okay.
I'm going to, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's in my head now.
Of course it is. Now, this also determines which character sheet that they have access to. While they're in the center, they have access to both of those character sheets, but they suffer a little bit of a penalty on everything they do. When they're on one side or the other, they only have access to that side's character sheet. Now, they can move themselves using those bennies that they have in the store that you've bought for them. They can move them in case of a system shock coming up and putting them in a random place. And you can move them with that personality reorder up there in the store as well. In addition to that, if somebody happens to get the Joker for their dealt card, they can put anybody anywhere they want on the slider. Themselves, one of the other players, doesn't matter. And there's something seriously wrong with the cast at this table.
What?
Sorry.
No!
I just think
cast
it's
is
funny that
awesome.
if you want, you can put that rocket anywhere between the P and the A, you know?
It just does a thing
You
for
can
you.
go straight for the P, you can head right for the A, you can head right in between.
Wait, but that's not alphabetical.
Apologies to
order.
Pinnacle, because they didn't sign on for this.
Yeah.
The P is for Pinnacle.
Exactly.
The E is for everything else.
Are you done?
I am. Yeah. It's this guy.
So where are we today? Well, tonight we're going to conclude the exciting story taking place in the universe of Flash Gordon and Friends. You voted for it, and now you're getting to see it. Ray guns, sword fights, rocket ships, misogyny, thinly veiled racism, and spandex jumpsuits. The evil warlord Ming the Merciless has spread his villainous empire across the planet Mongo, ruling with a drog iron fist. Opposed to him are the Freemen, freedom fighters of all peoples and genders, despite being called free men. You're going to notice that's a recurring problem in this particular universe.
Well, Freeble just didn't sound as good.
I do like Freeble.
Or
though.
Freeble does sound
Yeah, I like Freeble.
All right, well, Freeble, follow me.
Go Freeble, go.
I don't follow Hawkman.
Oh, girl.
And why?
Because he's a manga.
I'm afraid of them.
Well, then better to be behind us than in front of us with our ire. What?
Apparently they keep their ire in the front.
Well, you know, it's
James
at
is
least
trying
it's not
to.
between the P and the A.
Can we let James run the game, please, people?
No, it's okay. You could just keep going. That's all right.
Poor James.
I'm sure that all that they want to see is, juvenile behavior at the table. Oh, wait, that's exactly what they pay to see.
They know what they signed up for.
There's a reason
okay.
I'm on the show.
Hey, why don't we talk about these avatars? Jonah Mox is in the avatar of Carrick, a native Mongolian. Carrick has long been a spy for the Freemen, blending in amongst the people ruled by Ming and his evil forces to supply the resistance with secret information.
They'll never know.
Cautious, conniving, and cunning, Carrick has recently arrived to help out on this particular mission. Vector Reigns is in the avatar of Rick Thompson, former second-string NFL quarterback for the Jets and teammate of the great Flash Gordon. Rick, an Earthling, followed in Flash's footsteps, journeying to Mongo to stop the threat of the evil Ming. And according to Rick, to help out his good buddy Flash, who totally knows who he is and is his absolute best friend in the whole world. No, really, he knows him. He promises he really does know him. They hang out all the time.
Like this.
John Stone is Andy 117, the most advanced android ever built. Designed by Flash Gordon's companion, Dr. Hans Zarkov, Andy is an infiltration and vehicular operations specialist. Originally built to steal prototype rocket ships from the forces of Ming, Andy is now a vital part of the Freemen, able to assist in countless operations against the evil tyrant. Princess Hedgehog is Shaylin, the female Hawkman. Seriously, Hawkman. Yes, Hawkman. Long opposed to Ming, Shaylin fights the forces of evil anywhere that she can, continually striving to prove herself in a world that doesn't seem to take her seriously or think about the labels that it uses when it's talking about people or organizations.
Come on, it'll catch on. It will.
Where we last left off, our heroes had arrived in the icy realm of Phrygia, land of the frost giants. After all contact and communication with the outside world had been cut off, the Freemen sent them to investigate what could cause the ally of the evil Ming to stop sending their precious crystal shipments to the merciless emperor. They soon discovered that it was no other than the Galvanic Collective, their dimension-hopping adversaries, once again trying to steal powerful magical energy from an unsuspecting dimension. Even now, they have snuck aboard a rocket sled, hauling crystals in a convoy headed for destinations unknown. It's still cold. It's still snowing.
Okay.
But it's not that bad cold, you know? It's that just looks cold,
Yeah.
like set snow.
It's a dry cold.
Still, I'm not having a good time. Phrygia, home of the frost giants. We should have known it was going to be cold. Why couldn't we go to Flamia, home of the dance party? Sounds eminently better to me. This. Hate it.
Please tell me more how upset you are. It's really giving fuel to my own personal fire, keeping me warm.
What could you be upset about? You have everything. Wings. Wings.
And my sunny disposition, don't forget.
And wings!
Are your bones hollow?
Yes.
Oh, what?
Oh, I don't think it's polite to ask them that. Hawkmen get very upset when you ask them about their hollow bones.
But hawk women are fine with it.
I don't even know what those are.
See, and now this is why I have to ask, because I feel like there's just a certain amount of fragility amongst hawk men as opposed to hawk women. It's like you're all scared of your own bodies, not you guys. Well,
I'm Mongolian. I'm not comfortable with any part of my body, I assure you.
more to my point. And so are therefore afraid to share in case that makes you seem weaker? I don't know.
You know they
Yes, our
eat the
bo-
weak here, right? They eat them.
I know.
They just... Oh, and look at that! Oh,
So what I'm understanding is biological organisms tend to have certain kinds of insecurities about things such as appearance and sexuality and gender, yes?
I don't like how you looked at me when you said that, but maybe look that way or that way. I don't really care.
I am
but-
insecure about nothing.
It's
Absolutely
basically
nothing.
a crime to know and accept who you are. So, yes. Huge problem.
I am not from here, so no.
All right.
Not
Very
to
well.
mention that we're all taught from the time that we're born that, on our respective planets, that we're all better than everyone else on all the other planets except for the Mongolians, because they're the best. It's in the law, so it's true.
Until Earthlings got here.
Well, speaking of which, I think we've now conquered this giant and we have a plan to execute, yes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go,
We're on this
Find out
convoy.
where-
Yeah, where exactly is it headed? You don't really know.
I mean, this should lead us right into the heart of something.
But it is quite a few hours traveling in the not quite cold, but really looks cold weather. And you really hope that, you haven't been discovered. They seem to be communicating without talking, so this all could be an elaborate trap or a ruse or any number
I
of
wonder
other
if they're
dangers.
using telepathy. They could be using telepathy.
Or hive mind.
Well, that would
Yeah.
be fortunate for us. You have psionic abilities, yes?
Right. Yeah, but I've never had them before, so
Get up in there, Carrot.
let me see if I can tap into that galvanic juju. I mean, we're right next to a bunch of them, right?
You're in a convoy of
Yeah,
vehicles being
let's-
operated by them.
I've got
theoretically.
within 500 feet.
I'm not sure if the Galvanics are Jewish.
Can I? What now?
Yeah.
Well, you implied that they were Jewish. I'm not sure that is correct.
What
So
did I
let's
say?
hashtag that in the hashtag draw for the lovely cast.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Aw.
Thank
We'll
you.
take it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Keen. Yeah. I've never. Yeah, this is great. This is a perfect opportunity for me to try that out.
Do it.
D10.
Do you
All right, I
10
need
for
a
my
D10
psionics.
and a
As I attempt to
D6.
mind link. Okay.
And you're
Sorry, I
in the
can't
middle,
help
so you're
it.
the -1.
Okay.
Can we help you with like the power of friendship
No, this is
or something?
this is a stupid idea. I'm so sorry.
That's what makes it great.
I know we almost got killed because of your last idea. So
Wait till you see the next
I
one.
don't know if I should
It's
be taking praise
amazing.
from you at
What
this
about
point.
my ideas?
See?
Your ideas are all usually good, which is why we don't follow them.
Which is why we have a snow person.
That's
A
right.
gigantic snow
Since
person.
we're basically swimming in misogyny here.
God,
we'll just
and
do
what
your
a
next
fetid
idea.
pool it
Can I
is.
get those dice, Mark? Yes.
Thank you, Leo.
Thanks, Masterclass, for teaching that 101 ventriloquism.
I'll take a D10 and a D6, please.
Oh,
Oh, that's on par for you. We got a 0 and a 3 for those
Yeah,
results.
That does sound like me and my thing. But I think this might be leading somewhere, and I'm willing to take one of those bennies that we got because we just got a bunch of them, and I would like to use one. So
There are
thank
5
you,
in the
Keen.
store.
I'm going to take one of those
Thank you,
bennies
Keen.
and use it right now to see if I can glean anything about that collective.
Ooh.
All right, a
Oh,
5
yeah.
is gonna be a success
Ooh.
there.
No.
Now, unfortunately, when you make contact with someone, they have a chance of knowing that you've made contact with them. So we get to have a die roll to see what comes up there. Can you roll me a D8, please, Mark? And let's see if they're aware of the intrusion into their collective minds.
See if they have the power of the mind.
ooh.
That's going to be a 4. That's a basic success. You are not
don't they
undiscovered.
don't they have to target my spirit?
No.
Oh.
They just need to know that someone's there. They're not exactly sure who's there or where it's coming from, but
But
they're
their
aware
brain
that
is
somebody
tickling?
is listening in.
Yeah. All right. Well, now they know.
And there's not really a whole lot to listen into. It is pretty quiet, which is on the one hand beneficial. At least you know you're not walking into a trap.
But I
It's
mean,
not a setup.
Jonomok's having a lot of knowledge about different cultures and different species of the metaverses. I'd be more inclined toward hive mind, yeah, because I'm not hearing a bunch of voices.
No.
I'm hearing one voice, right?
Yes.
Because like I'm mind linking with like pretty much everybody around. I can hear these guys,
Yes, and kind of course adjustments for coming from the lead.
right? But all of this is
Rocket
just
sled.
one voice.
Just one voice.
Okay.
One continuous.
So it is. Yeah, it's all of them. It's everybody around, except us. Right now, is them.
Which for the
Oh.
Are they saying anything useful?
can they tell
No,
that we're not a part
they're
of
of
it?
one mind. They're 100% of one mind.
So what is the thought that they're all sharing?
They're all following
the
the lead
crystals.
up here in the front just for directions, with no thought of what they're going to do when they get there. It's they are living 100% completely in the moment, in a way, which
So
I
they're
suppose
like
is somewhat
a
freeing.
flock?
But
We'd almost put it akin
This
to
also-
making mental contact with someone's arm.
yeah, exactly. That's it. It's like it's like making contact with somebody's foot or arm. It's not really.
It's a part.
It's not very interesting, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay.
Is your connection with them merely telepathic, or is it also empathic?
I don't know. This is actually my first day as a master psychic in a lot of ways. I don't even know if I do the empathy thing. I think Mongolians are kind of allergic to it.
If I tell you a really sad story, can we find out?
No, because I'm also in here with me. You know what I mean.
I
right?
do.
So, yeah.
But for science.
Well,
I love science, and I would love to practice science with you any day of the week, but maybe wait till we get all the way over on the other side and I take
Okay.
a little bit more control of this horse, which seems to enjoy the ride a little bit too much.
well, my thought was
Are
that
you the horse or the rider? Do tell.
A little bit of both right now, but you know what? Feels kind of good. Mind reading is interesting, you dirty dog. Anyway, we're all hooked up for like 30 minutes or so.
So my thought was that it might be useful to attempt to implant either a thought or emotion and see if it distributes to the other minds.
Can we make them build snowmen?
I mean, I think that's a great idea, but if we do that now, we'll blow our cover long before we arrive at our destination.
Can we make them escort us safely?
They think we're with them right now, so we should be okay.
Oh.
John,
Can we make them throw a parade for us?
I'm just gonna kind of keep it up as an alarm.
Okay.
John, can you control our snowmobile without like driving?
With my capabilities as Andy 117, I certainly can.
Okay.
My John abilities are limited in that capacity, but my Andy abilities are online fully, and I can do that with somewhat of a penalty, of course.
Excellent. So, if one of the convoys ended up like going crazy off, what do you think that would do to everyone? Would it cause a big distraction?
Look, whatever is controlling all of them has a lot more handle on telepathy than little old me.
Okay.
I mean, it's a great way to burn my own brain out for sure, because there's hundreds of them and they're all technically telepathic, because they share the mind, you see.
Okay. So, like, imagine we're on a football field.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
we got this.
Okay.
And
All
we've
right.
got me as the quarterback.
Uh-huh. Okay. Are you wearing a shirt?
I am wearing a shirt. Flash is right next to me.
I'm
Okay.
checked out right now.
Okay, well, we're tight pants.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
we're
there.
back in.
It's a
So-
sporting competition on 20th century Earth. You see,
So
it had
instead
a
of
oblong
snapping
shaped
back the ball, we're gonna fake,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna have some of the snowmobiles
think
rush
so?
the other way. So not you, but John. What if 3 of the snowmobiles just start veering to the left?
Then some of them will chase it to see what's going on, because those people are obviously intruders, I would guess.
I would guess as well. So that would make it like a nice distraction for us to get down end zone.
Then we would be separated.
Didn't think that one through.
Yeah, we kind of want to stick together for this, I'm thinking, because if we don't, we could all be horribly killed. And I'm going to need at least one of you to be a human shield. I don't know why I said that. I don't think that way. That's so weird.
Does it have to be a human shield?
Actually, no. And for some reason, both sides of me are perfectly happy with it being you.
Very well then. Since Andy 117 is programmed specifically to support and defend the Alliance, I will be the shield.
I have a really strong
Stop
urge
making me
to
like
duck
you.
behind you.
You may duck behind me, little bird person.
I'm gonna duck behind. I'm gonna
I just saw her laugh. Hey everyone, it smiled. The second least human thing here. Just had an emotion outwardly. I saw it. It was lovely.
Oh.
Well, the travel
I
time
can
does
see the
very
difference
little
now, is what I'm saying.
to alleviate your fears, but your contact that you have for a brief period of time does seem to indicate that they haven't discovered your intrusion into this
This
convoy.
seems too easy. Hashtag move John to pilot. Place an extra point move vector to avatar. Need more annoying jets comments. D.
Yes!
We're gonna have some sliders
All
over there.
right.
Oh no.
Putting John Stone in the driver's seat and then putting Rick Thompson in the driver's seat.
Excellent.
All right.
What do you remember?
The
John
convoy
Stone.
begins a descent into a valley, and dominating this valley is a massive galvanic collective ship. Perhaps even the very one that you escaped from a short while ago, John, when you had to rescue a few of your crew. From several directions, convoys of rocket sleds are seen arriving and leaving, and the area is heavily patrolled by galvanic collective automatons and mechs. There must be hundreds of their soldiers around, keeping a close watch on everything. The convoy descends, entering into a line of rocket sleds, each one carrying a big cargo of these crystals, all lined up and waiting to offload in the cargo hold of this ship, which is again heavily monitored.
I'd like to spend a penny.
Where are you going?
John Mox.
All right, going full pilot there.
So,
All right. So, the audition is very, very tough. There's so many of them. It would be stupid. Even I wouldn't go head to head with them just out in the open like that. We have to find some way.
to
Stealth ourselves
sneak
in.
in and take that ship down?
There you go, Johnny.
Why are we doing this?
Because they're going to steal everything from this planet, and Flash wouldn't like that.
I mean, Flash doesn't like it. I don't like it because we're good. I'm gonna grab one of the crystals that's hopefully around football shaped.
Sure.
Cool.
You got a football
Don't
sized pistol.
throw that at the ship. It won't do anything.
Even if it wasn't an engine.
Even if it was an engine. That would just explode because of what those engines run on. It's not like a rocket.
Unless-
It's not like a rocket engine. It's a different kind of engine. That's a jump drive.
I
Don't know what that is.
No.
I understand. Yeah, it's Martian technology. Probably wouldn't get it.
Martians.
So,
They're always so into Martians. Have you ever met a Martian, John?
all right, Bird Girl, what do you do besides fly around?
I shoot. I distract people.
Why do you have my whip?
Hawk.
I've grown
men,
attached
people.
to it.
Do you have other skills like combat, espionage, stealth, anything like that?
I can almost be stealth. The problem with stealth is the wings are just so big and ducts are just so small.
Hawkmen are great frontline warriors, John.
Warrior.
Send
yeah?
me down the center.
Aerial attacks are their specialty for some reason. I can't figure out why.
I'm just saying. I could probably take about half of them. I don't want to do that.
No. For now, we're gonna take the stealth route until it has to get loud.
Okay, so
I got that.
You want to we can Han and Chewie them pretty easy, right?
Haunted Chewie?
No. Like, okay. I mean, they're looking for us, right? Like we've screwed with these guys countless times. They know who we are. They know that there are usually 4 dudes there to mess up their plans on any given day. And pardon the word,
Why is
dudes.
it dudes?
Yeah, pardon the word, dudes.
Okay.
I was using that in a completely asexual sense. Sorry.
Asexual dude.
How often do you mess with the giant men?
I don't mess with the giant men ever, but I can look just like one,
Currently, you do.
and I can talk just like one.
Oh, okay.
I can open myself up to their mind link, so I don't have to talk to them.
So I have this sudden urge to ride on your shoulder?
It's not a terrible idea, but I'm thinking if we get busted, you guys can be prisoners, right?
Right.
Or they just want you dead. Who even knows?
And if they try to kill me, I will try to kill them back.
Right, but I think if we go sneaky, sneaky might be... Do we have a giant trench coat? Because if we stack you three on top of each other, I really think we could get there.
Well, you already look like a frost giant, so we'll just go with that. We'll be your prisoners. Get us inside.
Cool. Let me hide you under this tarp with the crystals anyway.
Fair enough.
It would be a tremendous loss of honor to be taken as a prisoner, but I suppose...
I promise that I will be your prisoner. How about that? We're just pretending like you're my prisoner.
Oh, so we're just gonna like switch it?
You see, but really, I'm your prisoner.
That.
So if I mess
I
this up,
see.
I'm the one who suffers the consequences from you.
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
appealing to avatars on this
I'm on
metaverse
board
is
with
so
this.
much easier than I thought it was going to be.
Avatars? What?
Yeah, you know, like the MVP.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what you are.
Always. Ah, God, it's
Thank
good
God
to get
for
recognized.
Okay. Game faces, everyone.
So tell me a little bit about this plan.
Well, this plan is, I mean, we're gonna try and I think stick with the convoy as long as possible. We need to see where they're going in. Obviously, they need to load all of what's in here up to that ship. So my plan is to sneak us in with the cargo. I mean, yeah, we're probably gonna get thrown into their cargo hold, but it's gonna be cargo that they're keeping care of because it's all magical crystals. They're not gonna throw us right into the incinerator. So yeah, we hide with the cargo.
And as we go in, I'll constantly be doing sweeps to see if I can monitor any kind of alert or incoming traffic that's not psionic, and just be on just pinging stuff. See what moves. Something new arrives, I'll be on it.
So I'm going to be using basically stealth, I think. Yeah, I'm going to be using stealth and maybe some repair to hide them effectively among the stones.
Okay.
So, you know, like when they pull off the tarp, it just looks like there's a bunch of crystals there. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a little straw that you can breathe out of. You're going to be fine. I'm your prisoner.
Are you sure? Are you sure you do not need somebody watching from the air?
I'm positive that we all have to get on that ship from underneath it.
We need to get in it.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. Well, we're going to start on that
And
end. with
yeah,
you,
once we get up there, I'm going to shrink myself down so I can hide in there with them.
But gonna need stealth from you, John Mox. So hi, everyone.
Here's my stealth. This is 10.
All right. I'll take a
It's a
D10 and a D6. You want to keep that, or you want to try for something
I think I
better?
can do better. House Benny.
All right. Using a Benny from the store, getting to try and do better.
That's
Oh,
right.
there we
There it
go.
is.
That's 10
it.
aces.
That's the stuff. Come
and
on
becomes
now.
a 16. That's a pretty fancy.
Your shoes
All
don't
right.
look
Well,
creepy
you
at
know,
all.
there is a chance you might get spotted. So if I can get you to roll a D8 and a D6 for me back there, let's see if they happen to beat a 16. Nope, not gonna beat a 16.
Luckily, the train covered the sound of my footsteps.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is a train of rocket sleds going up into the cargo hold. Each one offloading an entire trailer full of these crystals. And that cargo hold is full of them. Now, from John, I'm going to need an electronics roll because there are active scanners working. And you're going to have to try and counter those, or they're going to detect biological beings and their cargo.
I'm going to try to counter them.
Yep, stop them from detecting you, essentially.
So then I can use hacking.
You could.
Good, because my hacking is 12 plus 2.
All right, I'll take a D12 and a D6 from John Stone. Counter hacking the computer systems. Oh, with an 11, it's a landslide success. You instead just divert it and get it to scan one of the other cargo containers twice instead of yours, allowing you to slip on board into this cargo hold, which is immense. You could have your whole Jet Stadium in here, Rick. Like, it's massive, and a good quarter of it is already full of crystals. which you know these
Echo.
things are worth a fortune to Ming the Merciless, and they're used to power rocket sleds, rocket ships, ray guns.
I
They're
carry-
used for everything.
Like a handful.
Rick, I would just like to point out to you, now that you've seen the scope of this place, that you are going to try and take it down by throwing a rock at it.
A rock that is like a jet. Go Jets!
And the cargo hold is also not devoid of security measures either. There are still mechs and guards inside the cargo hold, just not as many as are patrolling the valley itself.
Now,
But
Bird
you're
Girl,
not alone.
Yes.
I assume, being bird-like in nature, you have really good eyesight.
Presumably, yes.
All right.
I don't even know if that's racist at this point.
No, that's pretty racist.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's real
Just to
racist.
assume that a hawk person
Jesus.
has good eyesight.
Just like
Jesus.
I assume
I-
a robot's good with computers, but no, that's racist. Yeah,
Is it really?
it is. Yeah.
But he's a. Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
he is good at it. That's not the point. What if he was made for other things?
I think it's safe to assume that I would be good at shape changing because my whole race shape changes. You
And
know what I mean?
yet,
And yet, yeah.
And I'm okay at it, all right?
Not even okay usually.
Oh God, you're right. You're right.
So Carrick, what happens if you shoot some of these crystals? They explode, right?
Carrick, no home right now, buddy. Yeah, they explode if you shoot them.
Okay.
So we should probably not shoot the crystals because we're trying to save them instead of letting the Galvanic Collective have them.
Am I able to analyze the composition and the nature of these crystals?
Absolutely.
I want to find out exactly what they're made of, so I know how they would react if they were thrown or shot or immersed in John Amok's fluid or whatever.
What do you got for a notice skill?
Notice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a notice.
Yep.
Notice. Well, yeah, I got a 12 plus 1.
All right,
I'd be
I get-
noticing things.
I can get a D12 and a D6 rolled for John Stone, please. A 6 is going to be good enough. After conducting analysis, looking at these crystals, this is not just some energy source or mineral. In fact, it has so many uncontainable elements in it that you are certain that this is a physical form of magic. This is magic in a solid form, and what would happen if you did things to it is, well, as unpredictable as magic.
Stone, take a different scan of it so you can load it into the replicator.
You've added a file of it. It is full of numerous elements. Shifting, changing elements.
Honestly, if we can replicate even one of those elements in the replicator, we're on our way to unlocking magic.
Huh.
So
I'll do
worth
that.
a
There
look
is-
at. Paul will definitely want to take a look at that.
a very loud hedgehog in my head telling me to put it in a jar.
That's essentially what he's doing. Because
Perfect.
he can't take the jar with him, this is the second best thing.
Mmm.
Yeah,
Until I-
But your final analysis is unpredictable results. If you shot it, broke it, it could do a variety of things.
Fascinating.
of course,
Could be
Throw.
good, could be bad.
Of course, if we can get a couple of
Unpredictable.
those on the ship somehow, at least we could fly it here. I'm thinking about stealing. Maybe I should think about something else. All right. We should find.
I have no qualms if you are
We
able
got
to squirrel one away somewhere.
impulsivity doubled down right now. What do we say?
My,
Pull.
my plan is to squirrel all of them away,
plans.
but right here.
Hey, if it stays out of the hands of the collective, you can take as much as you want.
I can keep. We can, if we do this right, we can keep it out of the hands of the collective and the Mongolians.
Fantastic.
We just, simply bury all of these stones underneath the rubble of this giant ship.
So we are blowing up the ship.
There is no way we are not blowing up this ship.
So, if we were to blow up a large portion of rock, it would blow up the ship, yes?
No, no,
Okay, all
no,
right,
it
well.
would not. It might set off a chain reaction that would blow up the cargo port of this ship. It may vaporize the whole ship. It may also, given how many stones you hear, vaporize the entire planet and the surrounding solar system.
It could even just create a temporal
This is
rift
like-
and suck us into it.
This is like we're basically standing on hundreds of atomic weapons.
That doesn't sound like a good thing to do right now.
And yeah, shooting at them is not going to be super stable no matter what we shoot them with. Cuckoo?
Shaylin, nix that plan.
So you were saying, GM, that there was surveillance and things inside the vessel, right?
There was a scan going in. They were scanning for biological life forms on the way in, but you bypassed that.
Okay, good.
Whether or not there's more active scans, you are not picking any up currently.
Right. So I'm just going to stay in an active mode for that kind of scan, so I can take
Excellent.
countermeasures as we go along. And I'll rely on her to do visuals.
And I'm going to use my common knowledge skill to try and determine which way engineering is.
Well, you have been on board one of these ships before.
Yeah.
What do you got for common knowledge over there?
Jonah Mox, what you got, my buddy? Oh, wow, 4. That's kind of bullshit. Maybe I've got something. Oh, but I can use my repair skill
You could.
or my thievery skill, more likely. Because,
Also viable.
yeah, since I've stolen from these ships specifically before, I'm going to use my knowledge of their security system to figure out where engineering is.
All right, what do you got for thievery?
10 plus 1.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6 from Jonah Mox. Are you happy with those results?
A 4 will get me there, and I don't need to spend a lot of bennies right now when I'm
Okay.
not stabbing people.
All right, a 4. You have an idea. You actually never made it to engineering when you were on one of these ships last time. But you've got a guess, I mean, based on the layout of the Reliance and the size of this ship, and they seem to have been built by the same people. You've got a guess.
All right, well, I say let's go that way. And if I'm wrong, we go a different way.
That's a good plan.
Of course, you're going to have to get through a security door to access any other part of the ship than the cargo hold.
All right, you know how these things work, right? I'm going to try and open the door before I suddenly shift back into Psychic Boy. And I'm going to do that right this second before it happens.
Can you handle this door?
Usually, but we'll see how today goes. If only I had my tools with me for, hey, that's weird. Here they are. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got my tools with me using my, what is it, Scrounger? Or what is it? Is it City Red? It's one of those. Scrounger, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, it's in very small writing. So no.
Okay, having trouble with that.
Yeah, but I think basically once per session I can have an item that I would need.
Yes, that's how it
And
works.
I'm doing that.
Okay, so you have some tools to try and break and enter here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need another one of those thieving rolls.
Basically,
Thieving
my little,
rolls.
my little Mass Effect Omni tool thing that I have for Jonah Mox. It's like, oh yeah, this Avatar's got it too for no reason at all. It's wacky. It's wacky, but it works.
They're in a lot of dimensions. So
Yep,
I'm going to
I'll
need
take
that thievery
I'll
roll
take
from you
another
again.
10 plus 1.
All right. And the D6, of course, for the wild die. Hey, that's going to be a 6.
I'm gonna take that 6.
It takes you a few moments, and there are tense moments as you're just waiting for one of these guards to turn and look, because you're completely out in the open, exposed
fine.
here.
Everything's fine.
And then the door slides open without an alarm being raised.
Good job.
So we're just gonna keep moving and talk while we move. But very
And
quiet.
in you go. You're now inside the interior of the ship. You are picking up a lot more active scans now.
You can tell
John.
because of the back.
There are active scans. While not what you would consider a red alert, they're definitely on what a yellow alert, a caution, with scans for any kind of biologicals. They seem to be rather alert for intruders. Not as though they think there's some aboard, but they're in a possibility of a place where intruders could get aboard. And so security has been tightened.
So I'm going to use my own John Stone skills to try to emanate a signal that jams a signal, but not just jams, it also just kind of creates a void within a certain proximity of myself. So basically, whoever's around me, we appear just like a void rather than objects moving.
All right, that's going to take a lot of your awareness and processing power to keep active, but I'm going to need a hacking roll from you to do it.
That's what I need you to.
You're going to be pretty distracted while that's happening.
You're on the lookout.
It's about that thing.
So what do you got for hacking there, John?
Hacking, I have 12 plus 2.
All right, can I get a D12 and a D6 from John? Hacking into the system with a 9. You've created about a 4-meter area around you that just isn't showing up, while simultaneously not setting off any alarms for not showing up. Drones end up coming through the hallways and stopping just a few meters away and turning around instead of passing through the areas that you're in. It still has everyone quite a bit on edge, and you pretty much have to lead John through these hallways. He's very focused as he is dealing with dozens of security systems and computer systems simultaneously.
Honestly, John, I don't know why you have me on the team.
It is quite the effort for him.
Now this way.
And you pass further and further into this ship, winding down hallways and passageways. Again, like your last trip, most of these passageways are not seemingly designed for lots of individuals to traffic through, but are all filled with cables and conduits along the walls and along the ceiling and floor. It's really rather strange. You're pretty sure after about halfway where you think engineering is, it's not the same ship that you were captured on, as the layout is just a little different in certain spots, but very, very similar. You pass by what would have been a lab, the same lab that you rescued Ranger Rhonda from, but there's no lab there at all.
Oh, is there another costume room?
No.
See?
Oh.
Whereas that seemed to have places for biological beings, you have not passed anywhere that would be good for them long term. I mean, sure, some of them could just lay down in a hallway, but no quarters.
Are
no
there any of those
prison
mannequin
cells.
drones?
There are several in dozens of places. Just like before, kind of in little closets on the side, completely inactive, standing there,
Yeah, but I would give her some grenades right about
just
now.
waiting
Hold up a crystal.
to be active.
That's not how it works, Rick.
Roll the crystal, I shoot the crystal.
This is a
it's
long
grenade.
hallway.
Quite a few hallways, turns, descending down to different locations. You probably traveled through at least 4 decks and nearly a quarter of a kilometer through the ship. When you reach where you expect engineering to be, and once again you come across one of these very vast security doors. There's a couple of strobing lights above it and some extra precautions in place. Your dead zone, you can feel that you maintain, John, bumps up against something that it just doesn't seem to be going through. Whatever's on the other side of this door, you can't counter with your methods.
Is it magic?
Well, you could find out.
I probably could. I don't have a detect magic skill.
You
but
could use your
no.
spellcasting skill, or your.
Can I do
Or if you
that?
have a occult skill, that would also work.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll to detect magic.
All right, give me that spell casting. What do you got over there?
12.
12. Well, you're at -1 because you're in the middle, aren't you?
Um,
I'll take a D12 and a D6 from Princess Attempting to Detect.
Princess Attempting to Detect is my new name.
Mm-hmm. You know, kind of strangely, you're pretty sure that every one of these conduits is infused with it, or it's moving through it. It's kind of hard to say exactly. You might even expect that this entire species, if that's the right word, of beings is magic-based.
So bad news.
Tell.
It's magic. It's all magic. They're all magic.
Oh, that is weird. I love it.
So
makes it a
how
little
do
bit
we
more
mess
interesting.
it up?
Huh?
How do we mess it up?
Well, on this metaverse, we just crash this stupid ship.
Unless they can magically save them. So.
They can magically escape. I mean, most of them we know aren't wizards. If they are, they have to be in the bodies of wizards in order to do it. They may be magical energy, but they're undirected except that for, who they go into and what they do while they're there. Other than that, they don't seem to have much ability. Not that possession is much to
Are the-
scoff at.
Are these beings composed of magic, or are they biological organisms that are
From
magical?
what you just gathered from Princess Hedgehog, you believe that they might be composed of or based off of, whereas you are a carbon-based being, they are a magic-based being.
See, you know what's
Yeah,
funny
that's
about that? I mean, really, really funny, is that essentially what they are carrying on this ship, in addition to being a vast source of magic,
These
are
eggs.
potential cages for them.
Oh, yeah. See, I was going with eggs or like body parts, because if they're magic and then these are pure magic, then it's like the same.
No. You see, but magic follows a lot of the same laws that regular energy does. You can't create or destroy it, right? So these things could be eggs, but they could also be cages.
Wait, so we're believing in the theory of finite good?
Finite good?
Never mind. Go on.
So crystal balls can hold the magic like eggs.
Wouldn't crystal balls hold magic sperm?
Apparently not.
Sorry, Pinnacle, you didn't sign on.
That was a fair question, don't get me wrong.
Are they crystal blue or?
Crystal Blue Persuasion.
No, I'm just saying they could be either, but they could also be both. I mean, essentially, the more magical energy they have, the more of them they can, but they don't need to have that many of them to do what they do. It's one big ball of magic.
You sensed their presence. Were you able to sense anything else? Were they thinking? Was there an emotion there? Was there some kind of feeling that you got from them other than their presence?
I mean, Lucky by Britney Spears was playing in the background, but otherwise, no. That might have been my own head.
I'm gonna spend a penny because this conversation is definitely out of Rick's jurisdiction.
All right, spending a penny. Putting yourself in the all the way into pilot then?
We'll just go to the middle for
Just
right
going to
now.
the middle. Okay. Going in the middle.
Whew. So here we
So
are.
we can make the crystal balls explode or potentially trap them, is what you're trying to say.
Well, yeah, if we do it the right way, sure. With a powerful enough spellcaster, someone that can bind quote-unquote souls to things, sure.
Can you?
Okay.
But I don't think that's what we're here for. We don't want to blow these up, although that could be a last resort kind of thing to keep them out of their hands. But we're depriving this entire universe of them if we do that. We don't know how much of a percentage. I mean, this could be the world supply of these things for all we know.
Are these beings captive here? Is that what it is?
We don't
Or
want another killing Hitler situation. right?
Are they? If they're captives here, they could be allies if we release them or help them in some way. I'm just wondering.
The giants or the eggs?
No, I'm talking about the magic beings.
Or the giant eggs.
Or the giant eggs?
The magic
No, the
beings are
magic
the
beings are
Galvanics.
so they are our
Yeah.
enemy.
They already hate us.
It's true.
Oh, well then we definitely want to kill them, or dispatch them, or imprison them.
Or
Giant-
imprison them.
I'm
In
just
the
happy.
crystal eggs.
Honestly, I'm just kind of happy to kick them in the nuts. Why don't we do that?
Or fire.
Okay. So,
Figuratively
we're going to crash this ship.
and literally.
And hopefully not destroy our crystal eggs. But really, we need to get through this door, right, guys?
That is correct.
So, that's a YouTube thing.
Oh, before we do that, why don't we use up that system shock in the store?
That's cool.
That's the son of a bitch.
That's cool. That's
I was
right.
waiting for that.
It's shocking, but I feel like this isn't at all chaotic enough yet.
Ah, see, I just got another
System
one.
Shock. Let's roll some dice.
Thank you. You got me one back right when I used the one I have. Lovely. I love it when that happens. Now I feel even less bad about
I
using
feel
this.
like they're working together.
Thank you.
Secret messages to each other.
All right, let's go ahead and start over there with you, Tonomox. You've got nice and comfortable being full pilot over there, leaving carriage
Yeah,
out.
I've got all my senses about me, and I'm actually competent. Let's
Yeah,
see what we
great.
can do about that.
You know, nothing too extreme. We're just going to put you back in the middle.
Oh,
Carrick wants
I-
something to say about
Here
that.
I am again, everybody. Powers of the mind.
Now over there, we got you in the middle between Rick and Vector. And on this one, we're just going to put you all the way in Vector. Just let Vector completely drive from here on out.
Actually, thank you, Jeebus.
Did you want to hear more about the jets, or?
Or try to
No,
explode
no,
the
no.
rocks.
This is the type of narcissism I love and am used to.
Mm.
Now, on the other end of things, I think it's time for Andy 117 to come back in. drive the ship there.
Oh, full Andy?
Full Andy, all Avatar
Never
there
go
for
full Andy.
Johnstone.
Oh, no.
Might have interesting effects. And then, over there between Shaylin and Princess Hedgehog, we're going to go all the way into Princess Hedgehog there. Just all Hedgehog.
Hop the
Hedgehog all
hedgehog?
the time.
What's up with these animals?
Now talk to me about getting in this door.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe I use the powers of the mind.
On a door?
On a door?
No, not really my, I can do this. It's
So,
just, it's a high
John-
security door with some magic in the way. No problem, right?
John, you can get
But
in there, right?
magic and just
Oh, can you do the thing where can you make magic like, slow, blah, stop, hey, no, I don't know how it works.
Can I magic sponge?
Do you have dispel, I guess is what I'm trying to ask in a out of game kind of fashion. But it's not working.
Can I become a sponge? I have been studying one for a very long time.
It might be a little bit out of
Look,
your
if either of
experience,
us have the ability to become a sponge, it
It's
would be
me.
me.
It's me. It's definitely me.
Can you change shape?
Well, okay.
Okay, I
meant-
guess I could become a sponge.
So, Andy, can you just get in this door? Because,
Your ears off.
I mean, step 1 is unlock the technological door. Step 2 is magic. Just order of operations, everybody.
Step 1, magic door.
No. Step 1, technology door.
Well, I can
Everything goes boom.
surely assault the door. I can try to smash my way in. I can try to shoot my way in.
Oh my god. Okay,
I'm not against these ideas.
I'm gonna do my thing. I've got a tool still. Don't worry, I know how to use this. Out of my way, everybody!
You are lovely. Liz.
All right, I'm going to need that thievery roll from you again, but you're going to need a -1 because you're in the middle.
That's gonna be a straight D10.
All right, if we get a D10 and a D6 from Carrick and Jonah Mox
Oh.
working together
This is clearly gonna go well.
to attempt to
A
pick it
6!
off. You spend a great deal of time on this door. Minutes pass. It's nerve-wracking. You make a few minor mistakes as your two
I'm halfway through
personalities.
Bohemian Rhapsody for the 3rd time.
And then the door slides open, but those yellow strobing lights over the top turn immediately to red as soon as that door slides open.
That's good, right?
Hey.
I feel like that's good. And yet I know that that's bad.
I'm quite certain we've been
To
detected.
balance out the chaos, let us have some order in the court. Hashtag ready for the players because it's not quite time for an epic rap battle.
Yes,
Wait, it's not quite time for one? That means it's gonna happen?
I pray.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna look, are there any guns around, like on these blanks or anywhere?
Not in your immediate vicinity, unfortunately, Victor. As that door opens up, you now see what is their engineering or their version of it. It's similar to what's in the Reliance for the jump drive, but also vastly different at the same time and significantly larger. And it's lined with cables and conduits all along the walls and floors and going across things. And then there are these huge spheres all the way down each of the walls. Massive, like 15 feet in diameter, each one filled with moving, fluctuating, and flashing golden energy.
Crystal balls.
It's the barracks. I love this. Look, they deploy from here. They're like, there's probably like a battalion of these things in each one.
So, if we were to start smashing balls.
Well, before anybody does
hate
anything, two doors on the left and right hand side of you slide open, revealing some of those automaton-like creatures that you've seen before. They're soldiers, but they're bigger and much bigger and heavily armed. And immediately they begin moving aggressively towards you. Let's go ahead and give out some cards.
It's the fuzz. Cheese it.
Let's see what happens on these cards.
All right.
Hey, so before we go any
Added
further, first off, I've got to switch because you can't have anything under a 6 over there.
Under 6?
Well, there you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
But before we actually start, Vector, do you want to put anybody anywhere on the slider? You can do that right now.
I wouldn't hate you if you put me in either direction.
Let's Are you good where you're at?
Well, if we're in a fight,
Which we are.
you want John over Andy.
Yeah,
Andy's pretty good, but you want John over.
Slide on over, Johnny boy.
That seems like the way
So
to
you're going to put him
go.
in full pilot?
Yeah, full pilot.
All
I'm
right.
still at the half and half mark.
All right, you're going to go
So
ahead and
you're-
put John Stone back in the driver's seat with the use of that Joker. And now, of course, would you like to go first or would you like to wait?
What's the nearest gun?
The one that Andy's holding.
Hashtag hack attack. Wow, James, the Galvanic Collective is literally the music of the spheres. Well played, GM, well played.
Do you want mine? I'm not going to use it in this form.
What kind of gun does he have? Or
It's a rifle.
Do you need it, or what do you?
I need to find a gun.
Yeah, those are the two closest guns.
All right, I will. If offering up this pistol,
You've got a gun.
I've got a gun,
do
and
you
I
want to
am
do
going
with
to go
that gun?
first. And
Shoot a sphere.
so, are there any spheres that look like particularly big or filled with energy?
They're all about the same looking to you.
This one is super juicy.
Orange juicy?
Oh snap! If I shoot out the shelf and all the balls just fall, all of them will crack.
They're not
Why
on
do you
a
think
shelf.
they're on the? Why do you
Okay.
think they were on the shelf?
I'm an idiot.
I thought they were on a shelf.
Thank you. All right, I'm just going to angle myself to
Apparently,
shoot as many of them as possible. Like,
You're
I
going
want-
to shoot at them.
I want to shoot through them with whatever this gun is.
Okay.
Try to
Well,
destroy
you're
some
shooting a
of them.
stationary object, so that's pretty easy to hit.
So yeah, I'm just gonna try to shoot like I'm gonna get 3 shots.
Okay.
So triple action, and I just want to line up so that each shot goes through as many spheres as possible.
Hold up, I've had a
Well,
net gun this whole time?
Between the +2 bonus for getting a Joker and the +2 size bonus, you're just going to be doing flat shooting rolls. You have no penalty to all 3 shots if you're just shooting at
Sweet.
these things. Yeah. So what do you got for a shooting die over there?
I've got a D10.
All right.
I'm also a marksman.
So your first shot can be at a +1.
Yep.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6 over there. We've got a 9 and a 5, so a 9's a hit with a raise. So we've got 1 hit with a raise. I'll take it again. Do you want to keep the 3 and 3? That,
Nope.
that actually won't hit.
I'm gonna use a Benny.
All right, give me a
Personal Benny.
re-roll on that. All right, that'll be a hit. And the third one, we'll take it one more time. And that's going to be a hit with a raise. So are we targeting 3 different ones, or are you targeting the same one with all 3 of those shots?
Whatever gets me to hit the most. I was hoping to shoot through one and hopefully hit some other ones as it goes
Okay,
through.
so you're shooting at the one until you
Yeah.
can hopefully break
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, you passed him that pistol. What kind of damage does that thing do?
It does 2d6 plus 2.
All right, if I can get 2d6 plus 2 rolled for damage for the one shot without a raise. That's 6 aces.
Hey.
Says.
All right, so we got 15 damage on that first shot. Now the next 2 have raises, so not only are they the 2d6 for the gun, but they get an extra d6 for the raise. So if I can get 3d6 plus 2 for the next one.
That's 6. Blows up.
All right, so we've got 16 on that one. And then one more time, that same die roll.
I'm gonna feel real dumb when it does nothing.
Oof.
Ooh.
Hey, look at all those explode. That's sad.
All right. So you shoot this sphere 3 times in rapid succession, and all 3 times, little tiny black scorch marks appear on the exterior.
You should stop shooting at that. You're gonna need a heavy weapon.
Yeah, I don't think that did anything, guys.
Those are
They've got big balls.
yeah. Those have got some toughness on them.
Lesson learned, everyone. Follow my example.
Weird that they protect the things that they're contained within.
Yeah, weird.
Who would ever do such a thing? Hey,
Yeah.
John, Ace of Clubs, you're up next.
Are those actually made out of glass or crystal, or what are they? Do we know what they're made of?
You
Hey,
can,
analyze
you can do an active scan on them if you want. That will be an action, though.
Yeah. Huh.
It might be worth
We
it,
have
though.
the, yeah, it could be. We have the Who's attacking us right now?
There are 6 of what you might call advanced versions of those automatons you faced before, but you have not faced these kind before.
All right, I'll check these guys out. Can I do I want to do a scan of one of those to see if I find a weakness, because that's one of my, that's one of my abilities.
Yes.
I know it is. That's something where I can, or strategy where I can find weaknesses and things. Which one
I'm
is
gonna
it?
need the notice skill from you to do that with.
You know what it is?
You have it on there.
I know I do. Okay.
What do you got for notice?
Notice. Well, I'm quite observant.
But however, before we roll this, how many actions you're going to take? Because multi-action to penalty still is going to apply.
Sure. So I'm going to scan the
gonna do a
nearest one
scan.
and then attack it.
And then attack. So that's going to be 2 actions. So you'll be at a -2
For each
everything you do. Yep. So
fine.
your notice at a -2 is just going to be a flat D12 then, or is that a D12 -1?
It'd be just 12.
All right. If I can get a D12 and a D6.
I'm sorry. Sorry, 12 minus 1. You're correct.
Okay, so an 8 is still a success with a raise. You believe that the joints are probably the weakest points on the armor, but it is much more heavily armored than the ones you have faced in the past. You also believe that the fist on one hand is armed with some kind of like electroshock type weapon, and the other seems to have an integrally built laser weapon into it.
Jeez. All right, fine. Joints, huh? Very well. So, the one closest to me, I ridge hand chop in the throat.
All right, going for the unarmed attack. It's going to be a fighting attack at -2. What do you got for fighting?
For fighting, I have 12 plus 2.
So flat D12 and D6 as John Stone goes on the offensive, and you're trying to beat a parry of 8, and that is just not going to beat a parry of 8. Do you want to try and re-roll that?
Yes, I do want to reroll that.
All right, you want to spend one of the store bennies or one of your bennies?
Store Benny.
All right, store benny spent. The re-roll is a 7. Still not going to do it.
Mother of pearl, son of a biscuit, daughter of Hades.
Mother flunker.
Ah,
Are you good with that?
how many store Bennies are there?
It looks like there's 6 in the store.
Oh,
at the
then I'm
moment.
taking another one.
All right, burning another one from the store and give me a reroll on that. 6 aces. 6 aces.
You just need
Still
Here comes
failure.
the 7.
All right, I'll take the fail. I'll take the L. That's all right. It's all right.
You managed to throw the ridge hand, but you're just hitting metal with it. It's pretty swift and is able to move a little bit out of the way and not take the full force of your attack. And that, of course, brings it to the Jack, which is me next.
Go, Jack.
All right,
And
they
don't you
are.
come back.
Joy.
They are going to attack the lot of you. Several of you are going to get attacked more than once. They have both the two-fisted, ambidextrous, and two-gun kid edges, so they will be attacking with unarmed strikes and shooting attacks on all 6 of them. So multiple attacks coming your way. Now, of course, using a shooting weapon in unarmed combat has to beat your parry score rather than the usual 4, because it's kind of like a John Wick movie when you're trying to shoot somebody in a hand-to-hand fight.
I would just like to point out that before this begins, I am definitely behind.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that. We are going to start on that end of the table, attacking Jonamox / Carrick. If I can get a D12 shooting and a D12 fighting die rolled against him.
I'm gonna be using Jonah Mox's parry because it's not 2.
Well, I've got a 6 and a 7.
Neither of those is gonna hit me.
All right, I'm going to do the same thing against Vector Reigns over there. Except I'm going to do it twice because 2 of them are attacking Vector Reigns.
Okay,
They
so
clearly know who the threat is.
Oof. Thanks, Mark. And I'm going to do the same thing on John Stone, attacking twice.
I
so
feel
need...
like in headcanon, Mark names every NPC Jonah Mox.
Oh, good.
And that's what
Oh, what do you got for a
Wow.
parry over there, John?
My parry is 9.
Parry of 9. So still, only 2 of those actually managed to get through.
with raises.
Well, only 1 with the raise on the one that exploded, because the other one only beats it by 2. So no raise on that. Only 1 raise on that attack. So we're going to do the fist attack first on John. I need a D12 and a D4 rolled for damage. This, of course, is against Andy's toughness because you're in Andy's body.
Hey.
Ooh, it's only a 3.
My toughness is 9.
And toughness is 9. Yeah, that's not going to hurt Andy. Now, the laser attack, however, is 3d6.
It's a lot more.
It's a whole dimension more.
13, and that does beat it by 4, which is enough to inflict a wound on Andy. Now, thankfully, Andy is an android and suffers no wound penalties. So, while you are physically damaged, wires exposed, synthetic flesh melted away, you are still fully
Dude, are you okay?
functioning.
There's a hole literally in the middle of your chest. No, I'm good.
And of course, I'm going to need again
the scratch.
2 different 12-sided dice rolled for the fighting and shooting on Shaylin/Princess
Now, are
Hedgehog.
you sure though? Because I am behind.
Yep, I'm absolutely sure. What do you got for a parry
Now,
over there?
Hold on. Do you want to be behind me? Because I want to be misogynist and be in front of you. If you want to be in front, that's totally. You want to be in front?
No. Currently, me, myself, I, who am currently, feeling a self-preservation urge that has nothing to do with gender or sex.
What do you got for a parry over there?
Then it doesn't belong to Flash Gordon.
5.
5. Well, one of those is going to hit with a raise, and in this case, it's going to be that unarmed attack. So I need a D12, a D4, and a D6 as you are punched by this shock. That's 6 aces. Oh my!
Oh.
Now,
That would be a 17.
I
That is.
will die!
so
Wait, I think something might be going on here.
I want to try using, Andy's ability
Okay.
of Defender.
But you're in full pilot right now, so you can't use Andy's
I
ability.
can't tap into it at all, not even at a penalty.
No, you could, choose to spend one of those bennies and move yourself into the middle of the slider, so you could do
Nah,
it.
that's-
All right. So instead,
Wait, now, hold on a second.
Let her
Let me
take the
ask
shot
this.
instead. I love it.
So, how much?
Not feeling defensive.
What's your-
right now,
well, you're going to be using the
But-
toughness of
Shaylin's
Shaylin.
Oh.
toughness.
What's a,
How is my
It's only
toughness
6.
for Shaylin significantly lower
that's
than my
really-
toughness for Hedgehog?
Well,
'Cause she's
Hedgehog has enchanted.
you're a magical being.
Armor,
clothing.
she's
Just
goblin.
magic armor. Otherwise,
Alright.
it would be lower.
I'll move to the middle.
All right, gonna move to the middle. Spending 1 Benny to move to the middle. And why are you doing that exactly?
Well, so Andy, I want to use one of Andy's edges. Andy's Defender edge says anytime a victim suffers damage within 6
Within 6 yards.
6 yards, the hero may take the intended damage himself by making an agility roll at -2.
Okay.
But do I have it's still negative if she's behind me?
Still going
Like,
to be
I'll
an
have to
agility
move-
roll at -2 to try and
Okay,
block that.
fair enough.
So what do you got for an agility? And you're in the middle, so you can use either character's agility.
They are the same.
Oh, yeah. My agility is a pretty.
D8?
It's 8. Yeah.
All right, that is pretty dang good. So I'll take a D8 and a D6. Getting a -2. That's still a success with becoming an 11.
Hey.
9 is a success with a raise. That is more than enough. So instead, the 17 damage is inflicted on Andy 117's body. What's Andy's toughness again?
My toughness is 9.
All right, so that's 8 over. That will be enough to incapacitate Andy unless you want to
no.
spend a Benny to try and soak.
I do.
All right, spending another one of those precious bennies, you get to make a vigor roll to soak. What do you have for vigor?
6.
All right, so it's 6 and a 6. Both get
It's
rolled.
going by my body, right? The body that I'm in.
Yes.
Okay.
A 4 is enough for 1 success to soak 1 of those wounds. So Andy does take 1 wound, but not 2. So you're still functional, but if Andy suffers another wound, it's
Oh
incapacitation.
no.
Yep, that's right. And Andy, being an android, can't be healed in the traditional sense, but must be repaired.
Oh no.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh no.
We got somebody who do repair, right? Oh.
We do.
Princess, it's your turn.
I got you, bud.
You got repair?
Yeah.
Cool. All
Lots
right.
of it.
Oh, good, because mine is only okay.
Mine is
Yes.
excellent, but mostly for blowing things up.
Let me ask this. So, but Jon Stone has repair. So while I'm in the middle, can I repair myself? Since I can.
You would take time, but you can't. It's not something you do in the middle of a combat, but capable of repairing yourself. Yes. Unfortunately, the middle of a
so-
fight is not the time and place to pull out tools and begin self-diagnostics and repair.
Nanobots, nanotechnology.
I feel like that's just therapy, though. You're in the middle of.
What do you got going for us, Princess?
I'm going to make it go boom.
Make what go boom?
Well, here's the thing. I feel
Yes.
like if these spheres are full of water, right? You could boil the water, and they could explode from the inside due to expansion.
Why do you think they're full of water?
You said they were juicy.
They're full of moving golden energy.
The lava lamps.
Well,
Oh.
Magic level.
Magic lava lamps. Well, that doesn't make me want to do it any less. But, fair. Fine. I will fire burst and try to get.
Fire burst. Oh, so you're gonna do a whole cone of
I'm
fire.
gonna do a whole cone of fire because nobody's managed to land any hits on these guys yet, and I feel like fire.
All right, you can even hit a couple of them with that. I'm gonna need a spellcasting roll
Oh,
to try and
sure,
pull
sure,
that
sure,
off.
sure, sure.
What do you got for
12?
spellcasting? D12. All right, a D12 and a D6.
No.
That's not
Do
good.
you want to take that one?
Yes, I wanted. No, I don't want to take that. I want a Benny. I'm gonna re-roll.
All right, using a Benny to re-roll that. Do a little better this time. You
Yeah,
get
that's
6
better, that's
aces.
better.
And becomes an 11. That's a success with a raise. So we're going to need 3 6-sided dice rolled for damage as you immolate them in a burst of fire coming forth from your fingertips. Yes.
Weirdly, the fire sounds like a train.
Weirdly, yes, the fire just and flames shoot out from your hands in a cone, hitting 3 of these things. Fire going all around them. For a second, no one can see anything on these 3. And as the fire dies down, they have some blackened scorched marks on
Gosh
them.
darn it!
Right.
So that's bad. Whatever happened to our plan to pretend that we were prisoners?
Well, we got detected.
What happened to the actual plan to take down the ship? Not one person here is staying on mission.
Because we were being attacked.
No, that's so why? Okay.
No, you all know that I am impulsive. You know this. I feel like cannot be blamed.
They're pretty impulsive.
Or trusted? We're not there yet. Okay.
Jonamox / Carrick, it's on to you.
Okay. I need to make a repair roll.
Oh, what are you trying to work on here?
Well,
What are you
look, there's this thing. Like, I know all these things are probably powering the ship, and if they're not powering the ship, this core itself is powering the ship. I just want to find out what to unplug. I just want to take the control system of this ship down.
what is it exactly? Go a little more detail on this, what you're trying to accomplish.
Well, you said there were big cables sticking out of everything.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I want to, with my first action, determine which cables are vulnerable or help move the ship or guide it in any direction other than down. For my second action, I want to get myself real big and yank one down. Like, I'm just gonna Hulk smash through all those cables. That's my plan.
Okay. All right, let's...
I think since they're fighting literally everyone, somebody's actually got to do the thing that we need to do while we're here.
All right, let's start with that.
And that's hard to do
repair
while
roll.
we're getting killed, so I'm going to draw a big target on my back, and if I fail this round, they can go after it the next one.
What do you
While
got for
they're all
repair?
clearly shooting at the giant man. Huh?
What do you got for a prepare over there?
When it comes to breaking things,
When it comes to
which I like to think that I am doing, I got an 8. I've got an 8. Yeah.
All right, -1 for being in the middle. 6 aces.
Hey.
I'll take
And
a 9.
becomes a 9. That's a success with the raise. You're not quite sure if one of these powers it, but you believe that they use these cables to move throughout the ship and influence things.
Mhm.
That jump drive is really, really similar, just much bigger than the one that you've tinkered around with on the Reliance. While you don't think breaking the cables could cause much things. You
What if
might,
I got little and jumped inside?
you feel like if you got inside of that jump drive, you might be able to cause a chain reaction that could be considerable
Well, the second part of my plan has now changed.
But you would have to get inside of it.
It's time to witness the power of Jonomite!
All right. I need a focus roll from you.
I need it's a D8.
All right, get that D8 and D6 rolled.
That'll get me there.
And
Is that all it
Jonomite. Exactly how small are you going here? Because that's going to influence. That costs some of those skills of yours to use. I think you have a reservoir of power you can use to shrink yourself.
Yeah.
How much are you using?
Enough to make myself tiny.
Tiny
Size, yeah.
Okay.
I need to be able to fit into stuff.
So like plastic army man size?
Oh, yeah.
Plastic army man size.
This is the power of Jonomite!
That's what I was waiting for.
Yes,
Yes.
For a second, you all think that Jonomox just flat out disappeared.
He's
and
dead.
then, looking down, you see tiny Jonomox running across the floor and jumping inside one of these machines. All right, let's deal out another round of cards and see what happens.
Well played, Jim.
Hello!
It's off the Halloween.
Oh, I gotta pull another card over there for you because you can't have anything.
What?
That's the law!
And though we ended with you, we are in fact once again going to start with you.
Hello. So we're sneaking around in here. I'm gonna have to make it a repair roll.
Mm-hmm.
So repair this motherfucker.
Okay.
Using the powers of the mind!
Are you gonna use the powers of the mind for
No.
it?
Just one of the soul, the talent for us. So, let's get all the way over to the max.
All right.
Spend a bill.
Spending a penny to get for pure Jonomox involved.
Jonomite.
Jonomite, sorry. Jonomite.
And there, I'm gonna start just, figuratively kicking the shit out of the engine.
And your D8 repair? Correct?
Yeah.
All right, you get a D8 and a D6 rolled for Jonomite. 6 is going to be a success. It's going to take you a little time as, while you were able to get inside, moving things around when you're tiny Jonomite is a little harder. But, and you're not 100% certain what's going to happen other than you know that you don't want to be on board this ship when it does happen.
Can
That part you are
stand
100%
rapidly
sure of.
inside?
And I think that's it for this round.
Yep, that's it for you. Let's go to Vector Reigns over there with 7 next.
Well, bigger gun.
Bigger gun.
I'm gonna blow up one. Try to shoot that orb again.
And try and shoot that orb.
Try to shoot the orb again.
If at first you don't succeed,
Get a bigger gun.
right.
And you know what? We're just gonna one shot because if it doesn't do anything, I'm gonna one shot at it and then one shot at one of
At the attackers?
the attackers.
Are you aiming for anything specific targeting that orb?
The spots that I've already the blackened spots that I've already added on there. Is there any features of this orb I should be
Well,
aware
other than,
of?
being a crystal, it is like joined into the wall at one location, right? The metal connects with whatever the material this orb is made of.
So the shelf.
Stop.
I would call it wall more than shelf.
The bracket.
You could call it a bracket, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess that's a good idea. I think I'm gonna shoot it out of the wall.
Okay.
How big are these orbs?
15 feet.
About 15 feet in diameter.
God, that's so big. Okay, better idea. I want to shoot one of them out of the wall and then kick it towards John, Stone, Andy and try to Indiana Jones this thing and crush the robots with their own, egg ball.
Well, let's start with the shooting part.
All right!
Only on the reliables, folks. Only on the reliables. What do you got for a shooting score? You're going to be at a -2 for the multi-action penalty.
I've got a D10.
All right, going to get a D10 and a D6 over there. It's a pretty easy target, and this time targeting the metal. It seems to be a better idea. What kind of damage does that rifle use that you just passed to him?
Rifle does two die 8s.
All right. If I can get 2 8-sided dice plus a 6-sided dice rolled for damage, because that was a success with a raise.
Can I use a Benny on that damage?
You can.
I'm going to use a Benny on that damage.
All right. Go ahead and re-roll that and see if we can do better. That 8 aces. And becomes 20
Yes.
total damage.
All right.
You blast away, and well, it breaks free on the bracket. Yeah, it is like a full orb, like it circular. But the bracket blown away drops it to the ground, and being a circle, it does hit the ground and start to roll.
Congratulations, you're now in an Indiana Jones situation.
You have now created an Indiana Jones situation. Now tell me the second part of this plan in a little more detail.
So, it's a really big orb.
Yeah.
So, where it's actually a shell.
So
That's
really big orb.
so. I'm going
That's
to
a
do
really big order to make for you.
probably like a running
numbers.
drop kick.
A running drop kick.
Just running drop kick, try to get it flying as fast as I can towards these robots. Kind of bowling. I'm trying to bowl.
I'll let you use either fighting or athletics, your choice.
So I'm warming up a heel over here.
Can I use a
Yes.
Benny to go to Rick? He's got the athletics. I'll use some athletics, which would be a D10. But now
All
I'm
right.
at -1.
So using a Benny, go into the
Yep.
middle so you can use the D10
Yeah.
-1 and the D6 of Rick Thompson's incredible athletic prowess.
He is so good.
He's got a lot of experience playing games involving balls.
Yeah, like basketball, football, soccer.
Alrighty. So many balls.
D10 and a
Ball.
D6, please.
Lacrosse.
What you gonna do?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The 10 aces with the flying draw
Oh
being an 18, and you catch it at just the right moment.
Aren't
using
you super strong on this planet anyway?
yeah.
using Rick Thompson's
D8.
extensive knowledge of balls to get it rolling along at a high rate of speed, straight towards several of these unsuspecting robots, which are then crushed by this ball. But how badly crushed, we're going to find out. I can get 4 10-sided dice for this.
They might only take 4 damage. We don't know.
They might.
But they do.
Ooh.
Oof.
Wow.
Instead, we're going to be looking at 35 damage, in fact, being inflicted. So the two of them that were in close combat with you, John, or Andy, John, whichever's in charge, are crushed.
Wow.
Just really crushed. And you are barely able to move to the side as this thing continues to roll down the hallway you just came from.
Oh. Good.
Heads up.
Now, of course, there is more than that happens. As it broke free, some of the conduits that kind of joined up with it snapped, and golden energy begins bouncing around the room into several locations, and then flies directly into
The
Rick
spirits.
Thompson / Vector Reigns. I need a spirit roll from you, buddy.
Ooh.
And you need to use Rick Thompson's spirit.
Okay.
Oh.
Is this
Ooh,
a
they can
contested
take a-
spirit roll?
Yeah,
This is that.
it is a
they're not supposed to be able to
contested
do.
spirit roll.
Is it a test of wills?
It would be a test of wills.
Listen here, Lightning Bolt. You think you got anything on this? They didn't call me Rick the Flash. No, not the Flash. That's already taken. Rick Lightning Bolt Thompson for nothing. All right.
And why exactly are you doing that? Can you walk us through that?
I can. Rick Thompson has an ability that allows him to, instead of making his normally it would be smarter spirits, he can use his taunt for a test of wills.
Okay, what do you have for taunt?
For a taunt, I have a D8.
All right, I'm going to get a D8 and a D6.
And it's a D8 plus 2.
Oh, a D8 and a D6 plus 2.
Because I've got Moxie.
Wow.
Jono Moxie. Hey!
So, do you want to take that? You got.
So, because Rick Thompson, known for shit talking, he has the ability to re-roll when making taunt rolls.
Okay, so you get one reroll. Do you want to reroll that 3 and 1? 5 and 1 becomes a 7. So a 7 is your roll, and I am rolling a D10 against that 7 in competition.
Benny?
D10.
Just a single D10
No,
rolled
we're
against
gonna let it
that.
ride.
All right.
It's an E7. It's 7.
And a 4.
Oh, not
And
good.
just as quickly as the golden energy entered Rick Thompson's body, it flies right back out to bounce around the room some more. For a second there, you felt like you were losing control of Rick's body there, Victor.
How dare you,
Yeah.
collective? This is mine.
Princess, you're next.
How many robots are left?
There are now 4 left. 2 were crushed by the giant ball.
Understanding that the last time I tried to burn them up, it didn't work.
No, it didn't do a whole lot.
Okay. Well, then I feel like I probably want to be proactive because I know you're rattling around inside the thing, and we want to get out of here real fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give us all some speed.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Nice.
really?
I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna want to make a door here real soon too.
And how are you going to go about that?
Oh, I'm going to cast a spell on all of my friends.
All right, spellcasting is a D12 for
It
you,
is
right?
a D12.
A D12 and a D6. That 12 aces
Yikes.
and becomes a 13. That is a success with 2 raises.
We're gonna be really fast.
So everyone gets to ignore 2 points of multi-action penalty, in addition to moving at double your pace.
Ah,
Multi-action penalties.
Yeah.
fat nasty.
So who's after the princess there? That was a.
Everybody's after me. I'm very desirable.
That's a fact.
That'd be John Stone.
Sure.
But John Stone, and hey, keep in mind, John Stone, you are now ignoring 2 points of multi-action penalty.
I got an idea. So, 6. There's 6 robots left or 4?
4. 2
left.
of them got crushed,
4 left. Okay.
and it's still rolling down the hallway.
Make a door somewhere.
It's gonna make a door for us.
I'm gonna try something a little different. So, I want to combine 2 abilities.
Oh yeah, well, what are
See
you
if I
going
can do this
for?
real quick. So, Andy has the ability to pilot like anything, without penalty.
Oh, yeah.
Pilot stuff. That is.
Knows how to fly, drive.
Yes. And John has a really, really, really high hacking ability. So I'm gonna see if I can hack and pilot one of these robots.
You're trying to take control of one of these machines,
Yeah.
huh?
Video old hack and pilot. You know the hack and pilot?
Okay,
Hack
okay.
and
Oh,
pilot.
sure.
What do you got for hacking there?
Well, 12
Not
plus 2.
acquainted with
All right, I'll take that D12 plus 2 and a D6. Six aces. So either a 9 or an 11. I think the 11 is the better result. With an 11, you are able to get on board the systems of this. And while it's more of a giant action figure than a robot, as it's being controlled by one of these galvanic collective bits of energy floating around its body, you can simply make certain parts of it, which are in fact very much machinery, just stop functioning. And while you can't necessarily take control of it, you can just make it stop moving altogether.
Or I can tell it that the other robots are the enemy and we're the good guys.
Yes and no. You can physically affect it, but the driver's seat is still occupied by somebody else.
Oh, they're not.
But the machinery itself, you can absolutely affect.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm gonna have it turn on its nearest buddy.
So you're just gonna have one shoot one of the other ones. Say that. That's better. That's better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a D12 rolled as it shoots at the one next to it. And a 7, it's gonna hit the one next to it and get 3 6-sided dice rolled for damage as it shoots the one next to it.
What? Can I reroll that?
Set the laser to stun.
Son of a-
Yeah, apparently you switched the setting to stun on that one.
Is there a Benny left? Is there?
There's a few left.
All right, I'm gonna redo that.
Okay, spending a
Come on
Benny.
now.
It was so close to be.
Okay, that's better.
Again, the laser goes off in close quarters and leaves a nasty scorch mark, but doesn't seem to do a whole lot against
Can't
this
even
robot's
kill
body.
ourselves.
What?
It's only an
Alright.
11.
So since I'm moving fast, I gotta have at least one more thing I can do. Moving as fast as I am right now.
Well,
right?
you just got to take your 1, 2, Well, that wasn't even your action, so yeah, you can still do one more thing. You're right. You can still do one more thing. The shooting wasn't you, the shooting was it.
Cool. So
I'll
I'm
give
gonna-
you one more action, John. Only
Okay.
because you need to thank the princess for that, though.
Good job, Mushroom. So, the
The scraps upon which I live, my soul slowly diminishes, starving on scant gratitude.
can we close up on her? Get a zoom in on her. Does a soliloquy.
All the indignities that I suffer. The pain that your rejection of my gifts brings me. It's not a lot that I ask for. For heaven's sake, I practically live on manure, but that was chalk. My heart slowly drains of the will to live. But it's fine. It's fine. See if I ever try to heal you again.
All right,
Anyway.
John, you've got that one action left.
So-
What are you going to do with it?
So the one that I already controlled,
Yeah.
right now it's not. It's just kind of idling.
Kind of, yeah.
Cool.
It's idling and its arm is pointed to the side where it just shot at the other one.
Cool. So I'll take the one that was just shot,
Yes.
and I'm going to grab him, spin and flip him into the other one.
Are we doing the classic John Stone hitting the dude with another dude?
We sure are.
Okay, I'm going to need a fighting roll from you, John.
He also
Good.
has not yet this episode taken a piece of the room to use as a giant shield.
Nope,
yet.
not yet.
That's
Not yet.
true.
I haven't ripped off any panels.
What do you got
or
for
anything.
fighting there, John?
For fighting? Well, just so happens, I'm pretty good at fighting. Got a 12 plus 2.
All right. I'll take a D12 plus 2 and a D6. Would be at a penalty, but you know, the princess cast the speed spell on you over there. That becomes a 9, which is just enough to beat its parry. Just enough for hitting a dude with another dude. Now, unfortunately, you're going to have to use Andy 117's strength because, well, you're in Andy 117's body. But you're hitting it with an improvised weapon that's a D12 on top of that. So what do you got for strength over there for Andy?
Andy's strength only 6.
All right, a D6 and a D12 as John Stone through the body of Andy hits a dude
Come on.
with another dude. Not enough to do anything truly significant, unfortunately. More dents,
You tried so hard.
more scratches,
But they should both at least be on the ground.
and
position.
scuffing of paint.
They should be on the ground, like on top of each other at least.
It's a little bit of a mess, yeah, I'll give you that much. And hey, that puts it to those 3 remaining bad guys.
Yikes.
Who are going to turn all of their aggression onto you, Mr.
Rude
Vector
boys.
Reigns. Yeah.
Man. Destroy their
So,
eggs.
if I can get 6 12-sided dice as attacks on
Tight,
Vector Reigns
tight.
over there.
Tight.
What do you got for parry, Vector?
I have a 5 parry.
5 parry.
But ranged attacks do get -2 against me. because
Okay.
I've got some
So
dodging.
only one of them hits,
And-
but
Yep.
with a raise.
And question, is he still hasted? Is he still sped up?
Yep, it doesn't give any benefit to his defense, however.
What?
No.
Sadly, yeah.
Man.
So that one is going to end up being a 19. That's going to be the
Cool.
only one that gets through, but that's definitely a hit
Pretty
with
sure
a
it's,
raise.
yeah, it's going to hit.
So if I can get a D12, a D4, and a D6 all rolled against
you
the
can.
body of... this is against Mr. Thompson over there. So against Rick Thompson, we're going to do 11 damage
So-
against his toughness.
Toughness of 10.
So that's enough to get a shaken result.
I will spend one of the store bennies and roll.
Completely ignore that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, you can just simply remove the shaken status by spending a Benny. So
Is that all you got?
all of them
Ugh.
attempt to pile upon Rick Thompson and have no effect whatsoever. He shrugs it off, dodges aside, pushes each of the weapons aside,
It's like
and
playing
is
football.
Green Bay.
It's amazing, Rick. It's like you had a bench to support you.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh.
And I find it rude that you're tiny.
You can't even hear me right now.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Wait.
You can't see me.
Can you say it in the voice though?
Yeah, totally can.
Will you?
Well, it's my turn. Hey, look, it's my turn.
Hey!
It is your turn.
All right. So, I'm in here, and I'm breaking stuff, right?
You believe you've got things set up where.
But I
yeah.
am hasted now. It's good. So
You are pleased.
So I've got more than one thing I can do.
Absolutely.
I've got my little
wait.
tiny knife out. I'm cutting wires and doing all and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm still half me, right? I'm only half me right now, aren't
Yep.
I think. Can I see the slider?
Can I also point out that if you're going to do the voice, you are speeded up as well as tiny?
You could point that out, but that would make you awful.
Yep, you're right in the middle.
Hi, have we met?
We have.
Okay, so here is the plan. Action 1. Take knife, activate telekinesis. Telekinetically throw knife all the way around, cutting all of the wires that I need to cut. Precisely. Action 2. Jonomax.
Okay. Oh, let's start with that psionics roll, shall we?
Action 3.
Oh, whoa, whoa! Okay. Action 3.
Right.
Brave.
Action 3. Smash ground through hole with giant sphere.
Smash ground through hole?
Okay. Well, let's start with the first one of
Okay.
those. So, -1 for being in the middle, and only -2 for 3 actions, because, ignoring 2 points in multi-action only means every single one of these rolls is at a -3.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got for a psionics roll over there for that telekinesis?
Hold on. Well, wait. Oh, yeah. Spending a penny.
Okay. To go all the way over to Carrick? Okay. Full Carrick, spending a Benny.
Yeah.
Store a Benny spent. And give me that psionics roll. You're only at -2 now instead of -3. What do you have for psionics?
8.
All right,
No,
a D.
is it? No, 10.
10. Oh, D10 and a D6. Sorry about that. Do you want to keep that roll?
Go on.
-2 makes it a 2.
Oh, no. Can't keep that roll.
All right, so spending a Benny to re-roll.
That's better.
6 is a success on telekinesis. What's next?
Next would be spend another penny to go back to the middle.
Okay, Benny spent, and you need focus to change to do the Jono Max.
Yep.
Which
and
is-
one of my bennies
One of your Bennies
to get back all the way
to
to.
full Jono Max.
Mhm.
Okay,
Jonomax.
Jonomite. What's
Jonomax to
focus?
Jonomax.
What's your focus there?
8.
All right, a D8 and a D6, -2. A shape change that aced. Is this really Jono Max? No, it's Jonomite. That's why. That's why it worked.
Jonomax is alright.
And a 10 is going to be a success with a raise. In a brief moment, the part of the drive just expands outward. And now standing at over 15 feet tall, almost hunched down in this engineering chamber, is a giant version of, Carrick, but Jonomax. And then I need an athletics roll from you.
Come
for
on
some
now.
smashing.
10.
All right, D10 and a D6. 6 aces. Even with the -2, it aces again. Even with the -2, it is a raise. You struggle for just a moment and then tear it free of the metal collar holding it to the wall and slam it straight into the floor. At first, you're worried that maybe this thing is breakable, but it just busts right
I was
through
operating
metal
under the
plates.
assumption that it was unbreakable.
It just bashes straight through metal plates and metal plates, denting the floor downwards. And, well, it's not a big gap where the plates separate. There is a gap now.
Could a tiny man or, say, Jello get through it?
A regular-sized person could probably fit through it. Jono Max, however, definitely could not.
All right. All right, everybody. We've only got a few seconds. Time to go.
All right, let's take a look at those cards again and see what happens before time to go. Oh my, I get to go before that. Oh man, well, being as now there's a 15-foot tall person who just also destroyed one of those clubs, we're going to make all 6 of those 12-sided dice attacks against
Yeah, if they're not,
Jono
if they're not
Max.
shooting at me, they're making a mistake.
It's true.
And being Jono Max, you are now
2
easier
of them hit.
to hit. Yes, 2 of them hit. 1 of them aces. 2 of them hit. 1 of them with a raise.
Yikes.
Wow.
Now, of course, Jono Max is slightly tougher because you got bigger. So I need a D12,
this is
a
just
D4,
sizes.
and a D6. Yes, it is. That is gonna be a 17 against your toughness with a 5-point increase for size.
So they beat me by 5.
They beat by 5. That's enough to inflict a wound.
Can I try and soak it if I
You
spend a penny?
can. Spending, is it a personal
Personal
Benny?
Benny.
All right, what do you get for soak over there? What's your bigger?
Oh, is it more right now?
No, bigger doesn't go up, just
8.
strength. All right. D8 and a D6. You get a toughness bonus based on size, but not a vigor bonus. 5 is enough to soak 1 wound.
Okay,
Which
that's all I
means
want-
it
that's
won't
all
be
I need to
anything. And of course, the second one did also hit, but that is a 3 6-sided dice from a laser shot.
Yikes. I'll
With
take
a
it.
5, it does nothing to Jono Max. All right, he did just give you guys a warning of you have a few seconds, Princess Hedgehog.
Can I cast speed again and make everybody even faster?
It doesn't stack with itself, but you are already moving pretty quick.
Yeah, you have time to take an action and move.
Sorry?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, cool then. What are we jumping down onto?
Just dirt.
Okay, so there are no magic eggs to experiment on, is
No.
what you're telling me.
I mean, it's about an 8-foot drop and then dirt.
Okay. Well, in that case, here's my question. Oh, it's only 8 feet?
Yeah. The ship is not floating in the air. They landed.
I really wanted to cast. You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna cast Arcane Protection on Jono Max because I
Okay.
feel like you're gonna need it. Since everything's about to explode
That's
around
fair.
you.
That's fair.
While the rest of us GTFO.
All right, I need
And
a
then
spell
I'm gonna
cast.
GTFO.
I need a spellcasting roll from you for that.
Is it 12?
All right, a D12 and a D6 from Princess Hedgehog, throwing some arcane protection out on Jono Max.
Does it cost more because he's giant?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, good.
That's a success with a raise. Any magical effects are either going to be at -4 damage or at a -4 to their chance of success if targeting Jono Max. And then is it escape time for you, Princess?
Yep.
And dropping down through the hole and running. Because, man, you move fast right now. Really, really fast.
I do have wings. I could fly.
You could. You could fly
Really fast.
really fast also.
I'm going to.
Flying away. Hey, Vector. You're up.
All right. Are there any of those crystals that I had carried with us?
Whatever ones you carried with you.
Cool. I'm gonna grab one. I'm gonna go up to this rift. I'm gonna look at the collective robots. I don't know who's in charge, but you a bitch. And then I'm just gonna backflip out.
Are you taunting them?
Yeah.
All right. I need a taunt roll from you.
That is
Taunt
a
at the speed of light.
D8 +2.
All right, a D8 and a D6, both at +2. A 9 is a success with a raise, meaning that you leave your target both
I'm going to provoke them.
provoked. What?
So if I get a raise on a taunt roll, I can provoke them.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to provoke them.
To what?
Let's go with sending this message back to whoever's in charge.
Okay.
There you go.
Vector, what up?
Okay. Just Vector, what up?
Vector reigns in the house
Vector reigns!
And then dropping through right
Yeah.
to the floor.
with style.
Lovely. John.
Giving his classic Vector reigns hand signal.
Family friendly.
Sorry, I feel like he would go down on his V. I just like he's giving, you know.
Sorry, Pinnacle, you didn't sound
That's a good tagline.
I love.
What do you got for us,
Sean
John?
apologizes to Pinnacle 2 or 3 times an episode because of us.
So, you're already gone.
And he's not
I'm
the one
already
that has
done.
to talk to
You're
her.
already
you
gone.
know?
He is still giant.
Yes.
Can he even get through in his size? Or
You don't think so?
No.
I don't guess. Okay.
How much John Stone are you?
I'm in the middle.
Oh, you know that it doesn't cost me anything to go back to normal. I would
Okay.
think.
Going back to normal is the easy part.
You know it's kind of a strain for me to stay big. Or small.
Right.
It wants me to snap back to regular size, like a rubber band.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Since I'm essentially just silly putty with a mohawk.
Okay. Never mind.
Can I throw this giant dude at the other dudes?
He's pretty heavy, but you might be able to throw a giant hit. It might hurt this giant dude if you throw him at other dudes, though.
Oh, he's. All right, I won't do that. I want to get one last final parting shot before I. Am I still sped up?
Yeah.
I am still sped up. Okay, fine. Oh, you have my gun. Okay.
I dropped all that. I don't care about that no more. I got eggs. Crystal eggs.
So I'm gonna take shots at the remaining androids or whatever the robots.
All three of them?
Yeah, all 3 of them before I bounce.
Are you targeting anywhere specific?
Yes,
What are you targeting?
I'm targeting their necks. Every one of them. Their neck.
All right,
neck
going for
shots
a
for all of
vulnerable
them.
spot. All right, just well, you get to ignore 2 points of multi-action penalty because of the benefit of Princess Hedgehog, which means there's still.
And also because one of my abilities with Rocket Jock of Andes, I can fire a weapon without incurring multi-action penalties.
Only while you're up.
Oh,
While you're
that's-
operating a vehicle. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I am a vehicle.
Yes, in this case, it's not going to work, but
Technically, an
Wait.
avatar is a lot like a vehicle.
I would
Because
second.
I am a pilot.
we're not having this
piloting
argument.
an avatar, and I'm piloting.
Yeah, we're not having this argument.
Am I still controlling that other robot?
Not exactly. You moved the arm and had it shoot one.
So I'm still piloting it.
We're not having this discussion.
All right, fine. So yeah,
Okay, 3 shooting rolls now. Targeting a vital spot's going to make it a little harder to hit. What do you got for shooting over there?
shooting. I have
A 12.
12. Yep. a 12.
All right. I can get the D12 and the D6. Targeting the vitals is making that one a miss. Do it again for the second shot. That's 6 aces. And because of the 10, even with the penalty, that's just enough to hit. And then the third one.
What?
That
Okay.
one won't, but one of those does directly hit the neck.
Well, because at the end of the show, when he's one of needs to reroll one of them at least.
All right, go ahead and roll one of those again for us.
It's like, come on now.
See if we can do better.
All right.
All right. So 2 of those are in fact going to hit. So instead of doing the listed 2 die 8, it's going to do 2 8-sided dice and a 6-sided dice for damage for targeting the vital area. We can get 2d8 and a d6 for damage rolled twice. Shot 1, that 8 aces. And you remove the head from the android body there. And give me the next one.
Does he look surprised?
There was a brief moment of surprise there.
Very good.
That one also
Oh,
gets an
man.
ace there. And 2 shots, 2 down, leaving only 1 to deliver the message.
Hey.
Vector Reigns. I'm not doing it.
And then I jumped through the hole.
Vector Reigns, I'm not doing it.
Vector Reed!
Yeah,
I think
Vec-
something got lost in translation.
And downwards you drop, fleeing away from the ship. Catching up with these other members of your team, just as parts of the ship begin to detonate.
Uh-oh.
In random
I
places.
need to get out of here.
Yep. Alex, I'm gonna need you to make me an agility test at a -2.
Yikes. Oh, do I get a +2 because of the
Yeah.
still being active? So flat agility test?
Flat agility test.
I'll take a flat agility test at a 10.
All right, a D10 and a D6.
Hey.
All right, that's 10 aces.
Yeah.
So you are going to be able to get yourself clear of the explosions before being hit by
The
them.
bartender always escapes.
And as you get clear, parts of the ship begin exploding rapidly all the way down to the back by the cargo bay. Huge sections of it. Pieces of steel flying through the air, whatever material the ship is made of. There are numerous of these automatons and mechs that start to turn, facing towards you.
Keep running, don't move slower.
And then
Must go faster.
they begin to
Must go
start
faster.
moving really erratically and shaking, and then some of them collapse to the ground, and golden energy starts to fly out of them and out of the nearby frost giants, but not flying in one direction as you've seen it fly before when you've killed one of them,
We just
but in
broke the ship.
random directions. Some of it hitting into the snowbanks, some flying off into the atmosphere, some of it bouncing off pieces of metal and flying all over in
Oh, they-
completely random directions, each one of them leaving behind the collapsed body.
I'm gonna switch to a four-legged form just so I can run faster.
A few moments later, as the flames and debris are beginning to settle, a rocket ship descends down from on high. It has the golden lightning bolt inscribed upon the side. And the
Ahoy!
ramp descends, and in his full jumpsuited glory, outstrides Flash Gordon himself. Hey guys!
Flash, my man.
Ron, Ray, no, Rick. Oh yeah, Rick. Hey, Rick. Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Flash, Gordon, good to meet you. I reach out to shake his hand, but when he reaches to shake mine, I go to feel his muscle at the same time because I just want to feel his
I'm
muscle.
used to it.
All right.
to
So,
it.
wow.
Oh. Hey.
Those are real. Yikes.
Oh,
Sorry I couldn't help you out on your important mission. What were you doing out here in Phrygia anyway?
we were saving the universe.
Oh yeah, my job. I'm sure you were
Which you didn't
doing
do.
adequately. Well, I was in deep cover with Ming's concubines.
You are super gross. That is a gross dude.
He grows on you. He's
But hey,
gross, but like a
Thank you
fruity
so
gross.
much for helping the free men out.
Yeah, you're kind of late.
We're going by Freeple now.
We like Freeple.
We do
Yeah.
like people.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that later?
Hey,
You know-
eyes off the fungus. She's with us.
The only thing I want to know is, are you as fast as your name implies?
I'm the fastest, baby.
I wouldn't brag about that.
And everybody, that's all we have for this episode of The Reliables for today. Don't forget to check out The Reliables Twitter, The Reliables website. Hey, we got an all-new Save Zoe Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, it
on
came today.
now.
I think it's doing pretty well so far.
It's doing pretty well. Maybe help us unlock some of those stretch goals for
Yeah.
Ultimate Dungeon Showdown. Don't miss out
With
on
some of
Void
your,
Jumpers.
One of the cool things, if you watch this show, it's got some of your favorite characters from Masters of the Metaverse on it. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
there are
There's all kinds of characters in
some of
Ultimate
your favorite
Dungeon Showdown.
avatars, some of your favorite pilots are playable characters in this game. So
Yeah, from
That is
all
so
of the
cool.
various media released by
finally,
Zoe.
Perf and Crash Jackson can get together for a night of partying where neither of them talk to each other.
That sounds about right. And don't miss Void Jumpers or Zoe Game Night and all the great content we have on the Fantasy Network. I want to thank everyone so much for watching.
Let's talk about next week because we're doing something new next week.
Oh
right?
yeah, we got something new next week. We are beginning the 3-part season finale. Part 1 of High Plains Heroes is next week. And within the coming weeks, keep an eye out on that Reliables Twitter. We're going to be doing another poll where you get to pick one of the places we're going to go and visit next season. You picked Flash Gordon this time. We'll see what you pick.
And you paid for
next
it. I
time.
think you've learned your lesson. But so next week, High Plains.
High Plains Heroes.
High Plains Heroes. That implies that we're going to do some type of a Western setting.
It might. I wonder if Pinnacle has any Western settings that they've ever released.
Boy, I'm sure that they have at least one.
Like Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Oh man, I wish.
Oh.
I guess you'll just have to wait and see. Or,
It's Deadlands. It's friggin' Deadlands. Okay, it's Deadlands. Just say it. It's Deadlands. Come on, tell
I'm
us.
not saying it.
It's Deadlands.
See you guys next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now. Goodbye.